He's armed.
A deputy responding to help an injured man was suddenly forced into a life or death confrontation after the subject reportedly grabbed a knife, stabbed himself, and charged directly at the deputy. What began as a call for help escalated into an officer-involved shooting within seconds. On Saturday, June 8, 2024, deputies with the Riverside County Sheriff's Department responded to the area of 53rd Street and Cedar Street in the city of Jurupa Valley regarding a welfare check involving a male subject reportedly injured and acting disoriented. According to authorities, the deputy immediately began rendering medical aid upon arrival. But during the encounter, the subject suddenly pulled away, retrieved a knife from inside the vehicle, and stabbed himself. Authorities say the subject then exited the vehicle, while still armed with the knife, and charged directly toward the deputy. We will now go to the 911 call from a caller reporting the incident.
53rd and Cedar, 53rd across the Cedar. Reference a disoriented male subject walking outside with blood on his hands. And the subject is now laying on the ground. He's unknown to the RP. And the RP confirmed he is.
We will now go to the responding deputy's body-worn camera and its perspective.
Hey, man. Hey, where you going? Where you going? Stop really quick. Come here. Put the car in park. Put the car in park, all right? Jurupa 20, I'll be out with this subject. Gonna be in the vehicle. Plate is 9. What's going on, man? How you doing? You hurt? How you get hurt?
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Step out real quick. Come on, let me help you. Where are you bleeding from? Your arm? Okay, come here. Let me put a tourniquet on you, okay? Jurupa 20, his 2-inch gashes on his left arm. I'm gonna be applying a tourniquet.
Alright, thank you.
Any weapons on you, man? How'd this happen? What happened?
No, it's good. It's okay.
Dime qué pasó, señor.
No, nada.
¿Cómo te cortaste? A ver un poquito, ¿ok? Pero tengo que poner.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
No, stop.
No, it's okay.
You're bleeding pretty much.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
No, I need you to stop.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
I need you to stop.
No,
Relax.
it's okay. It's okay.
Relax. Go ahead, sit down. Sit down. Sit down.
No, it's okay.
No, tengo que ayudar, ¿ok? Está. You're bleeding too much, all right? What happened? Hey, Jurupa 20, reach you for something. 11-11.
Stop.
Looks like he's stabbing himself. 11-11. It's gonna be between Beach and 53rd and Beach. ¿Qué pasó, señor? ¿Dónde está el cuchillo? He's not injured. He's armed. Shots fired. Shots fired. Charged at me with a knife. Shots fired.
The subject was provided medical care and transported to the hospital. At this time, no additional public information, including possible charges or further case disposition, appears to have been publicly released. In incidents involving severe emotional distress, self-harm, or behavioral crisis, cases are sometimes diverted toward mental health treatment, medical intervention, or other assistance programs, depending on the circumstances and prosecutorial review. However, no official confirmation regarding that outcome has been publicly released in this case. From a tactical perspective, this incident demonstrates how quickly deputies can transition from rendering medical aid to facing a deadly threat. Encounters involving edged weapons are especially dangerous because reaction times are often measured in fractions of seconds. An armed subject charging at close range can close distance extremely fast, leaving officers with very little time to disengage, create distance, or transition to less lethal options. Legally, incidents like this are typically reviewed under the standards established in Graham versus Connor, which examines whether an officer's actions were objectively reasonable based on the facts and rapidly evolving circumstances known to them at that exact moment. This case also highlights the difficult intersection between law enforcement response and mental health crises. These calls are often unpredictable, emotionally charged, and dangerous for everyone involved. Before we wrap up, I want to personally thank you for supporting my family and supporting this channel. It truly means a lot to us. If you found this video informative and would like to continue following real cases, legal analysis, and body cam breakdown, please consider subscribing. Until the next case, stay aware, stay safe, and God bless. This is Texas Safety Watch.